This is our DPT Run Recovery Flow. This is meant to be done following a run, and all you need is a foam roller and a yoga mat or someplace comfortable to lie down on. And these are going to be done in real time, so I'm going to follow along, and for the reps and the timing duration that I say, I'm going to actually do in real time. So you can just play this video and follow along. If you want to change the time and go faster, or you want to go longer in any kind of one of these positions, totally fine. Just go ahead and pause the video and replay it. Very simple stuff. What we want to think about following a run is two parts. One, we want to kind of flush the lactic acid and fluid around in the legs, and we also want to try to bring our breathing back down under control and kind of get back into our parasympathetic nervous system. So if we can do those two things, again, flush everything out and restore our normal breathing patterns, that is going to give us a really good start to recovery. So when we're doing some foam rolling, we're not so much thinking about oh, I got to smash out this fascia and everything like that. Nope, I don't even care about that. I literally just want you to flush out all those tissues and those legs that have been the engine of what you just did. Sound good? All right, let's start. We're going to start with a simple kind of foam rolling roticerrie of our leg. So we're going to start with the quad. So I'm just going to put the foam roll down here. We're going to start here on the quad. We're going to go one leg at a time. The way that I cue this is we go ahead and pull that other leg up in front, and we're just going to go 30 seconds rolling through this leg. And you can roll kind of to the outside, to the inside. We can go ahead and bend that knee if you like, and just see if you can, again, roll and flush through that thigh. And if there's this particular tight spot that you just need to kind of hang on, you can do that too. That's totally fine. Okay, next is going to be for that IT band. So quad across the front, IT band across the side. So we're going to get into this classic sideline position and just rolling down and along that IT band. We do have that bump on the lateral hip here, and we do have that bump on the lateral knee. Try to stay off those bumps and try to stay on the meat of the leg as much as possible. And again, if you just need to find a spot and kind of hang out there as that IT band and that lateral quad muscle connect, that can be a little tender sometimes. That's a good place to kind of hang out. So we'll go for about 30 seconds here. You can do longer if you like, but it's not totally necessary. Great. Next, like I said, it's the roticerrie. We're just going to flip around. We're going to do that hamstring. It's the same thing. I like doing one leg at a time just because it allows us to control the movement with the other leg. And you might, same thing, rock to the inside, rock to the outside, figure out which hamstring is going to bark at you the most, and that's okay. All this should be comfortable. Again, we're just trying to get fluid exchange, get things pumped into our lymphatic system, nothing too crazy. From there, we're already here, you might as well just knock it on down to that calf. That calf and soleus are so important for running that they're definitely going to be a little overtaxed. Just being able to move back and forth. Easy stuff. I do like to kind of pull my toes up towards me. It puts a little bit extra tension on that calf. So a lot of times that just makes it feel a little bit better. If you don't really care, it's totally fine. Not super important. Great. Last part we have is this adductor group. So to get at that, we're effectively going to have this here. We're going to have that knee bent. And we're just going to roll through that medial thigh and into that groin region. And same thing, just 30 seconds. A little longer if you want, but this should be plenty. Let's see how we're doing. Nice. Okay, so that's one leg. Let's do the exact same thing on the other side. So again, I like doing one leg at a time. So we'll take that left leg. Let's go through our quad here. Start off nice and easy. Can bend that knee up. Work that outside a little bit. Work the inside a little bit. Nice. All right, let's do that lateral IT band. So again, coming down, that sideline position, and we'll just roll up and down that lateral leg. Again, avoid the big bony bump on the outside of the hip. Stay on the meat of the thigh. Take the pressure off your IT band if it's really tender by using your arms in that opposite leg. Again, we're not trying to beat the tissue up. We're trying to restore the tissue, so this should all be comfortable. It should just help things flush. That's all we're doing. Good. All right, I'll flip on over. We'll get that hamstring. Same thing, we'll go for about 30 seconds. The whole time you're doing this, also think about trying to control your breathing and start setting that up for success for that recovery. So that means nice, slow, easy breaths in and out of your nose. Breathing into your belly is a really good thing. All right, it's 30 seconds there. I'll move on down to the calf. Again, don't be afraid to kind of hunt around a little bit, figure out if there's any muscles that are tender, that's totally fine. Great. Okay, and then we'll finish with that adductor. So again, that inside of the leg, come on down and just roll back and forth and see how things feel. You might be surprised how tired your adductors are. This is an often neglected area, but it's a big muscle group. Good place to flush out. Easy stuff. Great. Okay, so next we're going to get into the Brettzel, which is going to be a nice little stretch for the hips and the legs, but we're also going to bring that intention back into the core and the diaphragm to get into our parasympathetic nervous system. So for the Brettzel, we're going to go ahead and get you down on the ground on your side. You're going to take this top leg and pull it forward. We're going to take this top hand and reach down and grab this bottom foot and kind of pull it back behind you. And then I'm going to try to take this top shoulder and put it down on the ground behind me, and I can take this bottom hand and put it on top of this forward knee. And then I'm almost trying to get this knee down to the ground and then this top shoulder to the ground behind me, so I'm getting this nice rotation. And as I'm here, I should feel a little stretch through my hip and maybe a little bit into like my glute area. And then I should also feel it down that hip flexor and quad on that bottom leg, and a little bit through my spine as I'm rotated. So all I'm going to do is hang out here and breathe in through my nose, in and out of my belly, and try to make those breaths nice and slow. And we're going to do this for about 30 seconds. So great, and we're going to spin around and do the same thing on the other side. So again, top leg forward, bottom leg back. We're going to reach back, grab that, try to get that rotation, and we'll spend 30 seconds here. Good. Okay. And again, if you want to go a little bit longer, that's totally fine. And the last one, just to get like a nice generalized stretch. A lot of running ends up being an extension. We're just going to try to round through that low back and see about getting a little stretch here, a little stretch to that whole posterior chain. We can go into that child's pose with our arms out in front, or literally you can just kind of like rest your head either down on your hands or down on the mat. And same thing in this position, just go ahead and see if you can just breathe into your belly. Think about like pushing that belly button kind of down between your knees every single time you take a breath. And we'll spend 30 seconds here as well. Okay, and there you have our DPT Run Recovery Flow. Go ahead and do that at the end of your running sessions. Again, try to flush out those muscles, reestablish your basic resting breathing pattern, and get started on the path to recovery so you can run stronger next time.